Oh my god.
What?
No, I
Cherry masks.
Wait. Come on then.
Yeah, ladies and gents, can you see that bubble? Yeah, wow.
Just thought to go have a look at the job.
No dramas. Nice one. See you soon, mate.
Yeah, mate, look where.
Which one was it, that one?
Right, right tip there. The yellow one, so I'm going to head upstairs now. Stand on the keys, Matt, always. Do you think that's a myth, that stand on the keys, or do you think it's real? Matt, I don't like the
So call me a melt.
It was a guy called Barry who called you a melt.
Do it in a minute. Alright, any place, any time, come see you.
Are you calling him out on YouTube?
Yeah, I am.
Right, we're going. Looking forward to this. Oh, come up in here before anyway.
But no, I come to put the toilet back in the iron and office wash.
Who rang you then?
Rich. Oh, there? Yeah.
No, then. First key, first time? Nope. And we're in.
Oh my god.
What?
No, I am.
Cherry masks.
Wait. Come on then. Oh, what's going on there?
Oh, the smell, mate.
He's like someone's dad, isn't he? Oh,
What can we do with that? Nothing.
how is that getting back up though?
I don't know.
Oh. So, this is knackered basically, isn't it? The waste need to be piping total living solvent there, going down in 2 inch. But you can see there that the bath is just full of I don't know what.
Shit.
Matt, you're gonna have to get a bucket and bail it out. So I'll have to look at repiping that waste, but I don't know what we're going to do there. That's going to have to be addressed massively. So I've had a little bit of a look around now where we've established the waste under the bath is 1.5 inches. It runs along and it comes along in this box into the basin which is there, but that also picks up waste from next door. Looking at the tea which is down there, it picks it up. So we need to kind of look at how we're going to get around this, because by looks of that, it goes straight into the floor, doesn't it, Matt, down there? You can just see down there the tea goes straight into the floor. So, I mean, in theory, if we do run that, well, the water's off to the full flat as well. We'll turn the water off. It's going to need more investigation. It's just going to be a case of we're going to have to get cleaners in here, aren't we, to clean that. But I'll be honest with you, I think you are right. There's no shower screen. It needs a new bath, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what all this is here. That's disgusting. With the thought process, oh, we're quite high up though, so you're going to struggle to get it out, aren't we? So we'll have to maybe, the floor would have to come up totally. Get something up and address it from there, but that's a nightmare, that. So I think we're going to leave this job for now. We've assessed it, see what we need to do. We can get some kind of scopes put back to the client and get this sorted out, because we also need to speak to our electrician that we use as well. He's going to pop down, hopefully, and get the electricity bit sorted out. But we're going to head now to, going to go repair a boiler now, aren't we, Matt?
Oh no, you're gaffer.
What do we, no, we're going to repair a boiler. I've got low coat on the forefront, Pat's grafted.
Pat's grafted, Pat's doing quotes.
So I've left the bathroom now, Matt.
Obviously.
So I've just come to this boiler now. I've got the Alpha Intec 28X. We have just refurbed this full property.
Cheers.
We've just refurbed this full property. We've put the boiler back on. It was in the loft there. We bought it downstairs. But the issue tenants having now, the client should be saying, is the hot water is intermittent. It's overheating the boiler. So if we pop in here, I'll show you. You see our little fella at the back, this plate heat exchanger, just at the back in there. That is scaled up to hell. I presume there's a lot of debris inside, so we're going to get this whipped out, isolate the water, drain the boiler off. We're going to whip this out and put an acid descale inside of it and get it working. It's an Allen. I got these, God, I've had them for years. I got one over the apprentice. That old chestnut, but I've had them for years, and they're just like T ones. I don't know what they are for, you can get sets, but I've had them for years, just using for plate heat exchangers and pumps. So if someone says to me, pump's not working, pow!
Yeah, we're just going to cut that one out.
Just wait for the rest of the water stream out of here, and we're good to go with that way.
So then, Nathan, why do you think that the plate heat exchanger's got been scaled up?
Why do I think?
Yeah.
It's to do obviously with the chemical dosing in the system and stuff. Now this boiler is potentially 5-6 years old. There wasn't a filter on the boiler. Also, it hasn't been inhibited correctly, but since we've reinstalled the system, we've dosed it correctly now, so good to go. But this could have been an issue originally. Look at that. Could have been an issue originally from the existing system, but with the boiler being stuck for another 3 to 4 months as well, any scale that has been that plate heat exchanger or debris, which you'll see, could have been dried up. And obviously, with the water going through it and it being put through its full commissioning procedure now, we think it's maybe pushed up and got inside the plate. So that's why we're going to strip it out now, clean it out with some acid, and show you guys how it works.
How have you come to the conclusion and that it is
Just experience, Matt. Why are you asking me all these questions?
I'm just trying to put you on the spot, mate.
So, well, I hope it is, but I presume it's just from experience. That's going to be that, because the boiler, when they're running the heat, and the heat's fine. So when they're running the heat in the main heat exchanger here, that's where the heat comes from. When you run in your hot water, your hot water comes from there, but the waters don't mix, because the waters from this get pushed through the diverter valve through the pump and goes around the plate at the back, but the waterways are a lot smaller, so that's why the boilers can go up, and it is getting into an essence of 90 degrees, so that's why we're going to whip this out and have a look. But to be honest with you, I don't know how easy it is going to be to get out. Oh god, this is sitting here now. It was your input roller. I ain't got a drain plug. Oh no. Get water coming out. This is real life. Sorry about that, just get a bit of blow. I've got wet back in one as well, because it's just that, as I take that plate out there, it is going to release a bit of water, that.
Don't damage the PCB, do we?
No. Definitely not. You know that these boilers don't put a drain point in though, it frustrates me.
Quick one.
Who's what is that one?
Full of Friday.
Surely. Why was it that?
Quick one.
Is that Kev Pipes?
Who's Kev Pipes? Who's Kev Pipes?
Do you remember it?
No. I'm hoping that I can. Oh, she's come out. So you can see I've dropped the plate down now inside there. Now it is tight for space, but I'm hoping my plan's going to be that I'm going to pull it along so it's just dropped down there. I think the electric's turned off in on this one, so it's no, it's alright, it's off. Bad done there. I'm going to pull it across. Oh, it's not going to pass that offset condensate trap out. I thought it had gone past that. Oh no, hang on. There she is.
Should be on the front end thing, shouldn't they, really? Why would you not put them in the front?
I don't know why they don't do it, but there's a boiler I'd seen. Is it? I don't think it's a new glow one. I can't remember. I'd seen it in City Plumbing the day.
It's the Ferrolis, mate.
No.
Special Lamborghini version. There she is.
The old debris in there stood up.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to the cold water one in there.
Yeah.
You're not really bothered, no, but you can see the debris in there, the particles that are in there. That is what's blocking the plate exchange. It stands up inside there.
Yeah, you can see that.
You can actually see some of the stuff coming out of that. Look at that there. So is that, isn't it, Matt?
Yep.
So I've got the plate out now.
Right, we'll get some acid then. We'll get some acid. Where's the nearest drain?
Around the back. And this bit filming as well.
Oh, the cooler there we go. I'll just put it on my tub and I can tip it out the road to be fair. No, this bit's good to film so you can see what happens.
Real life.
Real life plumbing.
You can't put stuff like that in.
Why?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not how to have a van.
No,
no
mate.
racking whatsoever.
Yeah, I know. I've been meaning to rack it for ages, but this weekend, bank holiday, freed a bit of time up in my schedule.
Get up at 4 AM again.
Missed the 4 AM. So this is the stuff we use to clean our plate heat exchanger. So it's a Jebsol 52, a strong solution used as a descaler etching agent, and this is great. We pour it into all the plates on the heat exchanger down there. You can see she's panicking, she's trying to run away. So this is the stuff we use to could do with a bucket really.
Heat exchange.
Yeah, you can see the stuff in there, mate. It's meant to be clear like that, but look at all that. It's what it'll have been like that since it'll have been like that from the start, but it won't have been as bad. But because it's been stood empty, what happens? All the particles inside will crust away inside. So when it initially gets kicked in again, the pump will kick in and just push it onto one corner, which it has there.
Right.
And then when it's trying to run, the heat can't get out of here quick enough, so the boiler overheats.
So because we had a couple of days where it was alright, then it's allowed
just
it
started
to
pulling
move.
apart, and it's pushing the back corner. So
Nightmare.
we'll get that sorted, mate. Hello. Oh, now then, so.
Jesus. Call that out again.
So we've got the plate heat exchanger out of the boiler now. Was a little bit tedious. You can see here where these plate heat exchangers work. Cold in, hot water out, flow in, flow out. The way it works, cold water comes in through heat transfer. So loads of layers of plates here. I think this is a 24 kilowatt rated heat exchanger plate. The cold water goes in, hot comes out. The way it works is each plate, different layers of water. So you'll have cold water, heating water, cold water, heating water, cold water, heating water. As it gets to the bottom and it comes back out, it is hot because it's created heat transfer from the heating suppliers, because the water from the boiler, from the main heat exchanger, never mixes with the cold water. So this is how it works. But you can see inside when we've taken it out how dirty and how much debris is inside. So all we're going to do now, we've got a perfect scenario set up here. Outside tap, flow rates, pour, bag down. We're going to pour some of this in here in the opposite end, and we're going to let it filter through slowly, then it'll come up through there. So if you swing the camera on here, mate, not my face.
Yeah, ladies and gents, can you see that bubble? Oh, wow.
So using the Jebsol 52, it's great stuff. You can see what happens. I'm not going to bother doing these ports. The reason being is my hot water, cold water side's fine, but I've poured the acid in this side because I could see most of the debris inside of here. So as I pour it in, this side is coping with it, but you can see it's trying to push it through the plate and it's bubbling all the debris out, hence why I've got little black bits like that being poured out. So using the Jebsol 52, it's great.
Starts burning up, man.
It can pop a thingy, mate, that, like the smell, it's horrendous. So I'm just diluting the acid down now in a bucket. I'll pour this down the drain. Once it's been diluted, it is fine. But you can see inside there now, inside the heat exchanger, it's been cleaned out, the plate nice and clear. There's still quite a lot of debris in this back one here, so what I like to do, get it filled up with water, and just as I bring it out, right, you can see the colour. And give it a good flushing like that. So I'm happy with that now. That looks nice and clear. So I put one end onto there. Check the flow rate. You can see all the black debris come out on the. That's the heating side now, and that's the cold water main side. So I've got equal flow rates there. I'll do this a couple of times, just to give it a good flush. So we'll go with the heating again. That's got adequate flow rate what we need for the boiler. That will coat now and give us plenty of hot water so Matty can get a shower. Biggest thing is making sure you've got it drained down to put it, put it back in so you don't leave water everywhere. And it's going to be like a bit of a nightmare. I don't mind boiler repairs though.
What's your favourite part of being a plumber?
I don't know, I like plumber tools. I prefer being on a big install. Definitely like a big site, a lot going on, loads to be done all the time. Stuff like this is just bread and butter, simple things, repairs, still, do you know.
Favourite boiler breakdown to go to?
Don't know, I might be asking you a question, I'll be honest with you. I don't really have a favourite boiler breakdown. What I'm going to get is some grease out the van because not why it's so close to my face. I like to keep a bit of grease on the plate, but I can't look in that van. So a bit of Epworth silicone lubricant. Why are you doing that? So what I'm going to do here, bit of Epworth ends on a dash cam.
Bad man, isn't it?
Pardon?
Bad man, isn't it?
Oh, let's say dash cam. Don't be scared of grease. Always attach plenty of grease onto the plate. I will put a bit on the O-rings inside as well, but I always just make sure you've got quite a bit on the plate. Now this is going to be a bit tedious to get back in. I've just basically not cut corners, but I didn't want to just strip in the full boil down, so I've managed to worm it out in a way that I can put it back in. So just remembering how I got it in.
Warning, you may lose his head.
No, I don't know. I think I can't remember what it went in, I'll be honest with you.
Well, you got it in and you like stood it up in a corner and then you're like...
Yeah, so what I'm thinking, it goes in like that, so let's go for it then. So we're going to go in. That's it. How am I doing? The camera's breathing in my ear.
Right, can we have a little update please, Nathan?
Yeah, so after 5 minutes effing and jeffing, it's back in. We've just been a bit lazy, it's fair taking parts out of the boiler, but just don't want to strip in the boiler on to be fair yet. So she's back in. I tried to move the condensate chill, which wasn't the end of the world. So all I'm doing now is start putting boiler back together. Start refilling. Drying up. Turn the water on. Turn the water off. So that's my grease. Gonna get no grease on that. That's fine.
Really push that back up.
You just twisted it, it's just a drain off from the boiler, so I've isolated the flow returns. The valves look good, so I've just isolated them. And that's short from there. Is he joking at bus driver? It's proper donut. That's the worst ball ever.
I know all your YouTube and Instagram plumbers love tool bags, love tools. What do you think of this? If someone sent to my house with that, I'd just tell them to get out of my house.
we've just cleaned the plate exchange on the boiler, let's see, just from a few moments ago. We put acid in the plate, cleaned it out totally. Put it all back together now, fill the system back up. Gonna run the hot water, been running for 5 minutes now. So what I like to do is just test it with a thermometer in my pocket. And you can see I'm sitting on 56 to 57 degrees. I'm more than happy with that. You know, the boiler's staying on, coping, in demand now, so the client should have no issue with the hot water going on, going off.
Absolutely magic.
That's the worst towel I've ever seen. But yeah, it was a simple repair, this one, nice when you come to like this. The customer rang us on the phone, kind of diagnosed it on the phone. I was pretty certain it was going to be that, and it was correct, so see some.
Cool, you want another tattoo there?